crafty friends, Jen Cascell here. I am back with another design team project share and tutorial for Scrap Diva Designs. Before we get started, here is the website and all of the info on the back. Make sure to use that hashtag Scrap Diva Designs for some amazing inspiration. And if I've inspired you in any way, please feel free to use my coupon code GEN10 for 10% off your purchase at the shop. I super appreciate everybody who uses my coupon code and affiliate link. I do get a small kickback, and it helps me to continue to create free content for you folks. Before we get started, I did want to say there is an amazing sale going on at Scrap Diva Designs until the 16th of this month, and it's 25% off site-wide, you guys. So if you want to take advantage of the sale, I have my affiliate link, and I will provide the coupon code right next to the affiliate link, so you can take advantage of this great offer. So today we are going to be concentrating on the A2 gift box die as well as the flower add-on. So this is my original project that I showed during my release video for this month. And this is using the A2 gift box and flower set, this add-on right here. Super, super cute. I used gingham Gardens from Maggie Holmes to do this. So stinking cute. And then I did a little card for the interior. Super pretty. But this is what we're going to be making today. So Erica asked me to do my take on this. One of the other design team members came up with this concept. She does not have a YouTube and does not do tutorials. So she asked me to come up with my take for it. And you guys, so cute. So I am going to link her in the description box. If you're on Instagram, please go show her some love. She's absolutely amazing. She comes up with some amazing projects. You will love the inspiration. And I would say her name, but I'm afraid that I'm going to butcher it. So I'm just going to link it below, okay? But this is what we're doing. It's a 3-drawer storage chest. So cute. She did hers as a gift for her daughter. She did like some makeup and stuff like that. Great idea as well. What I plan on doing is using this to hold my flowers. So these drawers are about 3/4 of an inch. The whole box measures about 6 1/4 by 4 3/4, and without the legs about 2 1/2. So these drawers are about 3/4 of an inch deep. Lots of room inside these drawers. So cute, right? Love. And for the top, I did just some of the ephemera from the collection. Obviously, this is the flower add-on right here. I used a bunch of Scrap Diva flowers in these floral clusters up here, along with my absolute favorite leaf die. Super, super cute. These two are sprigs from Scrap Diva. Absolutely adore this. So stinking cute. Like I said, I think I said I did Poppy and Pear for this again. So cute. But if you are interested in seeing how I completed this, stay tuned. So first we're going to build the drawers of the box itself. So this is what we're going to be creating. I have done 2 of these. I'll do the 3rd one with you. So we are once again using the A2 gift box die for this, and I have mine separated into the top of the box and the bottom of the box. Top of the box is going to have this little tab right here, and you're going to see this tiny little star on it. So that's how you know those 2 are for the top of the box. And then this is what we're going to be using here. They do not have those stars on them, so they're a little smaller. just slightly. So we're going to need the entire box for this portion. So you need 2 of these panels, and then you'll need these bottom pieces here. I've also cut the stitched layer portion for the interior of the box, which I have in this like coral color here. And then I did cut one extra in the blue for the outside of my box. Once again, I'll show you, I did not put anything on the exterior of the box. I just did the interior and then this one on the front. You're not really going to see any of this, and it does add, I mean, you could add it, but it's going to add a little extra thickness to the side, which I did not want. So the first thing that we're going to do is put on our stitched layering pieces. And you're going to put them not on this portion, but on this portion right here. I'm going to use Barely Art for this, and you can go ahead and do all of your boxes. Now what I did, because this is eventually going to get folded over, I put it right along that line here. I did not leave a space. I just left a space at the top. That's how you know everything is going to line up properly. And when it folds over, you're actually still going to get a hint of pink in there in the background. So go ahead and apply all of those, and I'll be right back. All right, now that I have all of my stitched layering pieces on, I still haven't put this one on yet. I'm gonna hold off and put these together first. I did take a bone folder and made sure all of my score lines are nice and tight. Don't skip this step. Whenever you're doing a 3D project, you really want to make sure those score lines are nice and tight. It does give you a much better edge. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these back to back. So I am doing one of the long ones, then one of the short ones, then I'm going to come over and add another of the long. And then one more. Once the 4 pieces are together, I'm going to take this last tab and bring it over to make a rectangle. Now I can go ahead and add my stitched layer. And this is how I know this is going to be the front of my box. You should have something that looks like this now. Now we can take these pieces, and I am going to trim this down just a tad. I'm gonna line up right here, just trim a tad, and then once again, trim just a tad, all right? Let's take this piece, add some glue to my inner tab, and I'm gonna do all 4 at once. Now we can take our stitched pattern paper and just prop that inside. Use that bone folder to really press it in. Now we can take that layer that we trimmed down. I've added quite a bit of glue to that, a little more than I normally use, and just line everything up on the bottom. I'll flip it and go ahead and use my bone folder to really press that down. Now I'll add some more glue to these tabs, and I'm staying away from the front of my box. I'm doing all of my tabs besides that one. So come over here, bring that down, use that bone folder. Okay. All right, now we have 3 sides of the box completed. I'm leaving this one up. So depending upon what handle or whatever kind of knob you're using for your drawer pull, I'm using this style right here. I found these in my stash. I didn't really like the color, so I went ahead and spray paint them with gold. And I did spray paint the brads as well, just to make it look uniform. So I am going to, this is 6 inches long. So I'm just going to line up where the center is. It really helps to have a grid pattern. So right about here, and then I'm gonna bring it up a tad so that it sits right about there. Your center with a pen, and then I am going to use a hole punch for this. Now that we have our brads inserted, we can go ahead, I'm gonna straighten that out just a tad and seal it up. All right, so we have our drawer completed. Super simple, right? Okay, so now we are going to make the brackets for our drawers. So what we are making is this right here. So it's the top of the box minus this one tab right here. So you're going to be using, once again, these are the starred dies in the set. So we're going to have one of these, 2 of these. I have not cut any layering pieces for this. You're not really going to see the interior. You definitely could. And we're also making structure for the sides. That is where my layering pieces are going to go eventually. But I have this right here, which is this one. We're not going to cut it down this time. I have this folded normally, so just fold in on this. So this tab is going to go inward, this tab is going to go inward. You're not going to see this notched portion for the top of the box, so I just went ahead and left that. So let's start with this piece here, and we're going to add glue to our tab. Now let's go over to our sides. I did put these together slightly different. So if this is my tab as it was cut out, I folded this one over and then I folded this tab inward. And then these, one tab is going to go like this, one tab is going to go like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue to my tab. Now this time I'm going to add glue to the interior of this side. And I'm also going to add a little glue to this right here. This tab is going to get completely folded in. Now we're going to come over to our second one. Once again, let's add a little glue to our tab. And then once again, I've already added the glue. I'm going to push my side tab down. You're going to be left with this. Now we can just fold our normal tabs inward like we normally would if we were making the box. So we have our structure. This is our shelf support. And like I said, you're going to need 3 of these. All right, to build the actual box base, the original was made out of paper. I decided to use chipboard for mine to make it a little sturdier. So these are the chipboard pieces that you are going to need. If you don't have chipboard on hand, you could use an old cereal box, cardboard, something along those lines. One of my favorite tips to do is take the cardboard backing off of your paper bundles that you get, those paper pads that we all grab from, Michael's or something like that. They have a cardboard backing to them. grab that cardboard backing off before you toss the packaging for that. It's a great chipboard that you can use in your projects, and it's practically free. You've already paid for it, so you might as well keep it. So what we're going to need for our base are 2 3/8 by 4 3/4. So I have this right here. You're going to need 2 of those. You need another that's 2 3/8 by 6 1/8. You need 1 of those, and then you need a 4 3/4 by 6 1/8. And you'll need 2 of those. Now these eighth measurements are a little off. You can do them by an eighth, but really it's in between 6 and 6 1/8. So it's 6 and a zhuzh. That's what I used. You could just do the 6 and an eighth though, by all means. So I've wrapped them too in the same cardstock that I'm doing for the rest of my box. And I'm going to show you how I do this. This is actually how I do my mini album covers. This gives you something really, really sturdy to work with. So I've done most of them, but I'm going to do the last 2 with you. So all I do is freehand these pieces. So I want about a half of an inch on either side. So you could cut them yourself, obviously, with your trimmer, but I actually just freehand them. The less trimming I have to do, the better. So I'm going to use liquid glue for this. You are going to want a sturdy liquid glue, or if you don't have one, you'll probably want to use red line tape for this. Some of your liquid adhesives out there are just simply not going to work for this. They're not heavy duty enough. Obviously, Barely Art is a super heavy duty adhesive, so that will work great. And maybe even art glitter glue. I haven't used that in a really long time, so I can't remember the consistency of it. But you really want to get a heavy duty glue in there or use red line tape. And once again, that's what I use for my mini albums, so that's what I'm going to use here. So as you can see, I'm just going through and I'm scoring right against my cardboard base. So now, once I have my score lines in place, I'm going to go ahead and miter these corners. So I'm just leaving the tiniest little margin right there. Cut off all 4. And now we're going to start bending that cardstock over. And as you can see, I'm just going gently on these scored marks. Don't force it because that will cause your paper to crack. So first, I'm just going to go over gently and make sure that I'm getting all of these. Start at my ends using quite a bit of glue and folding over. Make sure that you really get your bone folder in there to give you a nice tight fit. Same thing with these 2 ends. All right, now that we have these over, I'm just going to use my fingernail to kind of press in these corners a bit. Now that the corners are pressed, I can go ahead, add more glue, making sure those corners are kind of pressed in. There we go. And our last one. And like I said, you could skip this step and just do paper, but I really wanted a sturdy base to this. And this will definitely do the trick. It will give you something very, very sturdy. All right, and we'll do our last one here. So once again, lots of glue. Center it in the middle. And really go around those edges with your bone folder. Grab your scissors. I've added some Barely Art to this. First, I'm just pressing it over with my thumb. And now I can really seal it. Okay, now I'm going to hit those corners with my finger. Bend those edges and add glue. All right, so go ahead and cover all of your chipboard pieces the exact same way. Now I am going to bring over, I just have some strips of 1 inch. I did not measure these out. I did score them down the middle at 1/2 of an inch, so you'll be left with this. And I just used strips that I had left over from cutting all of my pieces. You should have plenty left. You wouldn't have to cut into new paper for this portion. And I have 4 of them cut. I will be cutting them down while working. Now I also have this strip right here, the 2 3/8 by 6 1/8. I've added 1 inch to these measurements. So this is 3 3/8 by 7 1/8. So add an inch to each side. You can go ahead and grab that piece, and I'm going to glue it face down. And once again, go through and score those lines. And we're going to do the exact same thing. This time, I am not leaving that gap like I did. I'm just hitting it flush on the corner. Now I can come over. This time, I am going to bring this like this. I'm leaving this on the outside portion. So go ahead and add some glue. Okay, by now you should have something that looks like this, all right? We're going to come over with our shelf brackets that we have created. Now, 2 of them are actually going to get put together back to back, just like this. So I'm going to add a bunch of glue on the bottom. Now, you can use one of those 1 inch strips that you made, or I actually have, this is the box and card maker set. I had this set sitting out, so I went ahead and used this because it's actually the perfect size that we need. I'm using the largest of the strips, but like I said, you can go ahead and use your 1 inch strips for this if you want. And I'm just going to place a bracket right on top of there. It just gives it a nice finished edge to it. All right. Now we can come over. We're going to glue our brackets in. I'm using Barely Art again, and I'm going heavy. Line it up, and I'm doing close, but not at the actual bottom of my piece. Really use your bone folder to press that in there. I'm going to grab my other shelf bracket, and once again, even though I don't have 2 of them, I'm still going to use one of those strips or your card making strip as well. Like I said, these are the perfect size. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the front of my box just to really give that edge a finish and make it sturdy. I'm going to add glue to the back. So as you can see, I've got just a tiny little section on either side. Now, once again, I am using a lot of glue for this. Okay, I have glue on all of my brackets, and I'm just going to pull this up. Make sure that these stay straight in the process. Do the exact same thing to this side here. Okay, so we have the frame of our box. I'm going to come in. Now I'm going to use those strips that we had cut. So I'm just going to do a quick measure like this. So it comes into me not liking to measure anything, so I'd rather freehand. Do that. And then I'm going to use this piece to measure like that. All right, so you should have 4 pieces that all measure the same, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these edges. Now, if you have the box die or the card and box making strips out, you could also use those. Those would work. I did want to make mine just a tad wider than what the dies allowed. But once again, that both will work just fine. So next we're going to use our glue, and I'm going to the inside portion of my strip, adding a little more glue than I normally would, and I'm going to pop that right on the outside. Okay, so now this is what you have. Do the exact same thing to this side. This is what you should have at this point. We're going to start putting the exterior on, and I'm actually going to do it just like this. All right. So you can put glue on the interior of your tabs. First, I'm going to line everything up here, make sure this one's nice and tight, and then I can go over and bring these. Okay. I'm going to flip over, and using my work surface, bring that bone folder in. Grab our glue. Okay. I'm going to line up my long tab first. Flip it over and use that work surface to really press everything in there. Now this isn't going anywhere, you guys. This is a very, very sturdy piece. It's not going to budge. So let's go ahead and add our drawers. Oh my God, you guys, how cute is this? All right, so now it's just a matter of adding some pattern paper to your exterior of the box, and I will be right back. All right, so I have this part completed. If you're looking for the measurements that I used these same measurements that we did for the chipboard. By the time we have everything put together, you're still going to have just a little slit, as you can see, of the pink showing through, which is what I wanted. And if you want, go ahead, take a shot, screenshot that. So I also did the flower add-on from the March release for the top of the box. I just thought that was a really beautiful frame in there for it. I'm going to do a couple floral clusters up here. I may do some wording. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go through my stash and see what I have, and I will be right back. All right, so I have my box decorated on the top. I did some of the ephemera from the digital collection for Poppy and Pear. Super, super cute. Love this little cat right here. If you don't know, I'm a cat lover. We have 3. I did some flowers. These are all scrap Diva. This is the rose. This is the large sakura that is from the flower pot set. This too is from the flower pot set. Another one of the roses. Some of the greenery leaves that I love. Some gold sprigs. Super, super cute. Love it. Plenty of room on the interior. I think this is going to be holding flowers for me, so super, super cute. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the love and support. And head on over to Scrap Diva and check out the March release. So many cute dies, as well as, you know, the add-on set. If you don't have this, this is one of my favorite dies. I absolutely love it. And if I've inspired you in any way, please feel free to use my coupon code GEN10 for 10% off your purchase at the shop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the love and support. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye.